Guys, hope you are well. Sorry about the mess. Basically, I wouldn't say I'm packing all of it away, but the stuff that's been sitting here collecting dust over the years is being packed away. I gotta move in a couple of months, so I figured why not pack it. The bike, since I'm gonna be moving probably from a house to an apartment, I need to slim the bike down. Having dual motors, dual batteries, dual controllers, the thing weighs over 200 pounds. So if I can do anything that will make it lighter and smaller, obviously, that I can push it into an elevator or walk it up, maybe if it's a 3-story walk up or something, it'd make it more economical. I just actually threw this out in the beginning of winter. It's been out in the rain and rusting up and everything else, but I'm desperate. So what we're going to do is we're going to repack that and clean it up, and then I'm going to relace it to this double-walled rim versus the single-walled. And we're going to use that on the front of the bike, get rid of the front hub motor. For the back, we're going to use the ebikes.ca. It's basically, the bike's not going to be for speed anymore. It's basically going to be for assist only. At the rate I'm going now, these batteries here work so good, they get me all the way around the mountain brow and back on one charge. And that's dual motors pulling maximum amount of amps. So I'll show you upstairs what I'm going to do with the back of this to hold these on the back of the bike. What we're going to do is we're going to shorten the bike on the back and just make it a standard BMX or mountain bike size bicycle, right? That'll lighten it up. But the problem is these hook onto the extension on the back. So they're basically going to be going on to basically a bicycle rack. And what I'll do is, since the frame does scissor from the middle, which is not too good if you're putting a rack on the back, what I'll do is I'll just lock out the piston, and it'll just make the bike solid. That way I can use a rear rack, and I can use these two at 54 volts. I don't need to use the booster pack because it's not for speed, it's just for distance. And I probably end up using something small. I'm thinking either a 500 watt or a 350 watt. I don't want the maximum amount of amps either. At the most, maybe 20 amps. Oh, I thought this one here actually would probably work pretty good at that voltage. It's a little heavy though. Well, we'll see. The one I was looking at was right here. I've done tests on these in the past and it's still pretty much brand new. But this is a 300 watt at 16 amp. Do you have any idea how far that bike would go on one charge? You literally could charge it in the morning, ride it all day. I mean, all day, and still make it home and have enough to, unhook it and charge it back up. So that's basically what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at something that I have to keep charging constantly, like I've been doing over the years. Check this out. Didn't even know I had that one. That's cool. Or this one for that matter. That's DIY. It works though. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm just going to use it for assist, and then next year probably pick up an electric scooter to modify. We'll move on, but I got to do something with the bike because as it is right now, it's as heavy as a motorcycle, and given I probably won't have a garage, I'll have no way of using it. I'll have to either cut it up and throw it out or whatever. So this way, if I make it a standard bicycle with a rear hub motor, and a battery rack on the back that you hook the batteries to at 48 volts, we're good to go. And that's like, I don't even know how many amp hours those are. I think they're 30 or 40 amp hours. So it'd take you all around the city on one charge. So, yeah, that's it. I got nothing else. The next couple of days, it's supposed to be warming up to 15. Right now, it's like almost 1, so it's still too cold to work outside. Just figured I'd let you know what I was up to. I won't be doing any more riding videos. Not with not with this e-bike anyway. It's just assist. When I get the new bike next year, we'll start doing those videos again. But I should get a fair amount of charge out of these packs alone. We'll see. Even if I had to use these two on the back and maybe this on the down tube or something, we'll figure it out. But we're definitely stepping down. No more racing around on bicycles. I'm done with it. Yeah, so I'll do this off camera and see how far we get with that. Yeah, I'm hoping this will work. The spokes might be too big, which doesn't matter. I can basically just respoke it. I'm pretty sure I got the right size downstairs. What's throwing me off is the tiny nipples. I like the longer ones. So we'll see how this goes. Pretty straightforward. Tape it together and then just transfer all the spokes all the way around. I have a truing stand so I can get it centered and re-true it. But I still got to repack it and put a new axle on it anyway. Like I said, this wheel was left outside for dead. I didn't think I'd be using it again. Clean the rust off it. And that's pretty much all I'll be doing today. This is my little emergency kit for mountain biking. That's one thing I like about doing e-bikes this way is I can mix cycling with basically e-bikes. I can't do that with all of them. And there we go. Yeah, like I said, this is boring, so that's why I'm going to spare you this. I'm going to turn the TV on and watch TV as I'm doing it. It's the easiest way to do it. I still remember at one time I used to do this in a shop setting where, someone want a wheel built and I'd have to have it built the same day and trued and ready to go. And it's not as easy as you think it is. Especially if you have to use new spokes because you got to stretch them out as you're going along. Track I was telling you about. The only problems I foresee right now is even if like I said, my bike has a shock on it, but you can lock it out where it doesn't move. It's still going to have a little bit of movement in it. And I could see these clamps here coming loose or worse, bending. So what I'm probably going to do for now to buy me some time is wrap some rubber around the frame and then clamp onto the rubber. This way, if there isn't a movement, the rubber will take the movement and nothing's going to actually bend out of shape or worse, break. This should work. The hooks on my batteries are basically painter hooks anyway, so they should hook right to this rack here. If not, I can make little adapters to make up the difference if there's too much clearance. I don't want them jiggling around because they'll just eventually fail. But this should work. At most, I could probably double up the size of this bar here to keep it from slamming into the wheel. The more support, the better. And if the rubber doesn't work, I could actually replace this whole thing with an actual strut from car window. You can buy those separate, different sizes. It'd work pretty good because it will let it move this way, up and down, but it will not let it go this way. So that'll work out pretty good. That's my last resort. I'll just pick up a couple of struts and machine them to fit the rack. This way I still have a shock, which would be kind of cool. But this way, if I do it this way I can. This is about the amount of room on the back of the bike I will have lost once I remove the extension on the bike. So this will make up the difference, except it's hanging up high versus low. But we'll get into that and start taking it apart and show you what I did when I built the frame originally. So I really didn't take into consideration the size of the flange on that cheap Walmart hub hub. Most of them are half that size. And that is exactly the difference I need for these spokes to actually fit properly. I took the screwdriver and tightened all the spokes down from the outside all the way down to they're fully seated. And it doesn't even come close to fitting. No. You get the odd one that does poke out through the rim, but other than that, they're seating about there when they should be here. So that's not going to work. And I already have tons of these size spokes downstairs. I've just checked. I got brand new ones. So I'm just going to cut it, toss it out, keep the rim. What I'll do is I'll leave the hub motor on the bike, just disable it. And this way I can still get around. I'll ride down to the used bike store and just pick up a used rim, basically. An used wheel, and we're good to go. Hopefully I can find one that's already got an aero rim on it. That would be nice. Other than that, we'll figure it out. Got to have matching wheels. It's just going to look weird. Anything's better than that. I mean, that's not even double butted. That's single wall. I haven't used single wall since the 80s, so I've been using double butted for a while. Because the single wall are just so flimsy. Like, you could tackle that thing, no problem. The way I ride my bike, I would tackle that, so I'm not going to use it. So, yeah, that's part one of the... I'm going to say rebuild, or I don't know, new design. How about that? Take it easy, guys.